Hi there. Today I'm going to talk to you about conversion attribution. So when you're running your ads, you need to know obviously which of those ads and which of those keywords are working well for your business and which of those aren't, which are contributing the best to your conversions and which ones aren't. And when customers are clicking on more than one of your ads at a time before they make a purchase or a conversion, it can become even harder to work out which ones are the most important for your business. What I've just been talking about there is conversion attribution. Now, there are several options available to you inside Google Ads, and it's important, I think, to just go through those and help you understand what those different models are. So, in this video, what I'm going to take you through is I'm going to show you what attribution is and why it's important. I'm going to take you through the 6 options that you have available to you inside your account. And I'm going to show you how you can decide which attribution model is best for you. Okay, so there's quite a lot to be going through. I'm going to take you across to my screen now and we can pick it up from there. Okay, so here we are in one of my accounts. Well, let's first of all remind ourselves where attribution sits in the whole scheme of things inside your account. So we go up to Tools and Settings up here and then go into Conversions. And if you remember, it's inside a conversion. Attribution is inside a conversion. So I'm just going to select a registration, select a conversion, and these are all the settings that we can see here. Come down to the bottom here, you can see attribution model, and the one that I've chosen, the one I normally use, is linear, but we're going to get on to looking into that and actually seeing whether linear is right for this account or not. And if you want to change that, you just click on Edit Settings, come down here and then open up the drop down, and you can see all of the options that you have available to you. So you've got data driven, which is grayed out. I'll explain about that in a second. You've got last click, first click, linear, time decay, and position based. Now, what do all of these mean, and which one should you be using for your business? Well, let me take you across to a presentation, just a few screens, a few slides to take you through an example of each of these and show you how it would work. So let's assume that there's a lady and she's looking to stay in a hotel. She wants to stay in a hotel in Tuscany. She doesn't know which one it is, and she ends up booking a hotel. But in order to do so, she does 4 different searches to get there, to get to her final decision to book the hotel. So you're the hotel. This is like you're the Hotel Paulina in Florence, and you've got your ads running. So the lady clicks on, she searches for Hotel Tuscany, and she sees an ad for your hotel. She clicks on it, comes to your website, and then goes off and does another search to find other things. She might click on other hotels ads, and then she eventually clicks on yours again. That's the second one here, and then she does it again a third time with another search term. So she's refining her search as she goes along, and then finally she wants to find your hotel again. So she types in Hotel Paulina Florence, clicks on the ad, and then she books. Okay, so that's all great, good story. She's booked a place in your hotel. But which of these ads do you credit the sale with? Is it the first click because she was that's when she started her search? Is it the last click because that's when she'd made her decision to book a room at your hotel? Or is it anything in the middle? So that's what attribution is, and if we go through the different examples, the options that you have available, we'll just look at the first one to start with. So last click does what it says really, is all of the credit for that sale. If you chose last click, it would mean that you put all of the credit for that sale on the last click. So when she typed in Hotel Paulina Florence, but that's not necessarily right for you as a business, because she only came to the conclusion of Hotel Paulina Florence after she'd clicked on all of these other ones up here. So anyway, that's last click. That might not be right on this occasion. Now we go to first click, and first click is, surprise, surprise, it gives all of the credit to the first click. And the argument there being that, well, that's when she started her search. That's when the intent started. But it leaves out all of these other searches that she did along her journey to end up at this one. So that's first click. Then we go to linear, which is a bit more, bit fairer in this instance, where she's clicked on a number of ads, where it gives an equal weighting to each of the ads that she clicked on. This is something that I use. I use linear pretty much all the time because it seems like the fairest way of distributing credit for sales across all the ads. And then we come to position based. So what position based does is it kind of takes into account everything, but it adds more weight to the first click because that's when her intent started, and more weight to the last click because that's when she'd actually decided to buy. So what it does is it splits 40% of the credit to the first and to the last, and then 20% to all of the ads that happened in the middle. And in this case, we've got 2 ads, so it's just attributed 10% to each of those 2 ads to make up 100%. So that's position based. Now the second to last one is called time decay. And what this does, it attributes more weight to the last click compared to the first click. And it does something which is on a 7-day half-life, which is fairly complicated. But in the simplest way to try and describe it would be, let's say that the lady clicked on this ad a day before she actually bought the hotel room. And she clicked on this ad, the very first ad, 8 days before she made the purchase. And what in that instance, what it will do is it will give half the credit to this click than it will to this one on day one, and then it will attribute the rest of the credit in proportion across the other ads that took place. And if your business does take some time for people to convert from a click to a sale, then time decay might be a good one for you to use. The last model that you have available is called data-driven. Now, data-driven is really driven by Google. You can't decide whether you want to use it or not until you've got enough data going through your account. It's the most accurate because Google is working on the basis of all of your account's history. In order to do that, it does need 600 conversions and 15,000 clicks going through your account. So it needs a fair amount of data, and when it does, it then works out which of these ads should be given the most credit for the sale, and it works it out on a case-by-case basis. Right, so these are the different models that you've got to play with inside Google Ads. So which one is right for you, and how do you work out which one is right for you? So in order to show you that, what I'm going to do is take you back across to my ads account, and in here we're going to just click out of here, going to click done, didn't do anything anyway, and click back, and then we're going to go back into conversions, and I'm going to show you a couple of reports that you can look at to see how many ads people are clicking on and how long it takes for them to convert. So we'll come down here into measurement attribution, and you'll see what I want to show you are 2 reports in here. We've got path metrics, which is this one here, and we've got model comparison, which is this one down here. Now, we're going to deal with the first one, the path metrics, and what I want to show you is this one will show you how many ads someone is clicking on before they make a purchase or a conversion. And in my case, which is interesting for me to look at, this says that 6% of your conversion journeys had at least 2 ad interactions before conversion. Now, okay, put that into English, turn that the other way around. That's saying that basically 94% of people are converting after only clicking on 1 ad of mine. So that is big news for me because I've been using the linear model on the linear model on the understanding that, or on the belief that people were clicking on more than 1 ad. But actually what it's telling me is that 94% of people are only clicking on 1 ad. They're clicking on 1 ad and then they're converting for this account that I'm showing you. So for me, last click should be just as good. Now, how do we test that? Well, how we test that is through this other report here is this model comparison report. So what I said to you was that I'm using linear on my account at the moment, and I'm looking at potentially using last click instead. What the model comparison does is it tells me whether I'm making the right decision or not. So with linear, what I'm using at the moment, if we look at the stats here, it's showing me that I've had 330, I think this is over a 30-day period. So it's showing me I've had 335 conversions on a mobile, 3 on a tablet, woohoo, and 11 on a computer. And so that's with the linear model. And if we look at the last click model, what Google is telling me is if I'd use the last click model, this is what I'd be seeing. I'd be seeing 335, 3 and 11. I'd be seeing exactly the same data. So for me, that's telling me that really I might as well be using last click. Now for you, what I would like to do just to show you is this path metrics report. So we'll just click on here, and you can do 2 things here, right? So you can see the average days to conversion, which is 0. So people are clicking on an ad and signing up and converting straight away, and the average interactions to conversion. So you remember earlier I said you need to work out how many days it takes for someone to convert if you're looking at using time decay. Well, this is where you can see that data. It's in path metrics, and it shows you the average days to conversion here. And you can see here that I've got less than 1 day, 346 conversions, and 10 days, God knows what this person was doing, but they took 10 days to convert. So don't know, must have remembered 10 days ago that, oh, I clicked on that ad, I must go back to that website and sign up. Okay, so that's the sort of average days to conversion, and then you look on this tab here, you can see the average interactions. So I've got here interactions 1 is clearly by far the leader. 94% of people are just clicking on an ad and going on to sign up, and only 6% of people are clicking on 2 ads. So they're checking out our competitor and then they're coming back to click to sign up to my site. So for you, that might be, in terms of your user journey, you might have 4 or 5 ads, in which case linear would be probably better for you. And in terms of average days to conversion, if it takes them 5-6 days in order to convert, then you might want time decay. As they're going through that journey, they're getting closer to buying your product. Lastly, what I want to do is just show you that model comparison report again. And this is it in more detail. And you can see here that I've got down the left here, you've got dimension, and you can choose your dimension here by campaign, ad group, keyword or device. I've just got campaign selected at the moment, and then you can choose which attribution model you want to compare. So I've got here last click and linear, but you might want to put in first click or okay, and you can see here by campaign how well your attribution model is working for you, and you can use this to decide whether to change your attribution model that you're using. Last thing to say is this red button here, which is just an exclamation mark to say I don't have enough data for data driven to kick in, but if it did, I would use it straight away. And like it says here, must have 600 conversions and 15,000 clicks to be eligible for data driven attribution. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. I hope that's helped to demystify what attribution models are and which ones are available and which ones are right for your business. As we saw from mine, I use linear model pretty much all the time, but from that example I just showed you, the last click model would work just as well for me. Okay, I hope that's useful for you. Good luck going through your attribution model and enjoy the rest of your day.